Hello, my name is Corey Cannon. I am the president and CEO of Cannon-Lear Enterprises, which is a knowledge and innovation management consulting company based out of Temple, Texas, where I do business to business as well as business to government consulting. So, what do I do as a knowledge management officer? Uh, I've been doing knowledge management now as a practitioner for over 13 years in the Department of Defense space. Started off my career as a member of a knowledge management working group at the Command and General Staff College, and from there was the Deputy Knowledge Management Officer for a Reserve Army unit uh, in Balad, Iraq. From there, became the Command Knowledge Manager of another Expeditionary Sustainment Command, and where I was chosen to be the lead command knowledge management officer for a combined joint task force for Operation Inherent Resolve in Kuwait. From there, I became the knowledge management specialist at the Tri Command of United Nations Command, uh, Combined Forces Command, and United States Forces Korea. And then from there, I became a knowledge management specialist at the new four-star command of Army Futures Command, based out of Austin, Texas. Uh, and within that period of time, um, I've learned quite a bit in terms of what does a knowledge manager actually do. So, what a knowledge management officer actually does is look at the four pillars of knowledge management. Those four pillars are people, process, organizational culture, and tools. I say it in that order for a particular reason, because knowledge management is not a particular tool. There's a saying within the DoD, Department of Defense, that knowledge management equals SharePoint. Well, I tend to highly disagree with that because you cannot have a single tool running all your knowledge management needs, um, because then you're just taking care of only 5% of what the organization is doing, and you're discounting out the 95% of what's going on, um, which is mainly the people, the process, and the organizational culture that actually supports that tool. Um, so that's one of the challenges that one has is to get concepts down, uh, especially within some leadership's eyes of what does knowledge management actually do. So knowledge management does a lot of things, but what they try to do most is try to get the organization to understand, what information do they need to gather to be able to take to the decision makers, make sound and logical decisions that be carried through for the organization. So, whether this be return on investment, key performance indicators, visualization tools, processes, being able to look at existing processes and changing them to where they could be more effective for the organization. Those are some of the items that a competent knowledge management officer should be looking at. Um, Another thing that can be a challenge is mainly middle management. It's not so much the leadership. I mean, most of the time when you have a knowledge management team put together, you already have the leadership buy-in in terms of having knowledge management within the organization. Most of the time, it's working on those middle management people who done things a certain way over a period of time, and they're kind of stuck on those ways, and getting them to change their ways to make it a more effective company or make it a more effective process. Uh, so those are some of the challenges that you're going to have. Um, some of the advice I would have for knowledge management um, careerists um, would be to read up on some of the theories of knowledge management first and foremost. And then when you start building out um, knowledge management within your organization, make sure you have a sound KM strategy and be able to have those mile markers or waypoints for your organization to hit over a period of time. So those are some of my suggestions as a seasoned knowledge manager. So thank you, and thank you, Dr. Eric, for giving me this opportunity.